Hey, what is going on, guys? It's DK, back at you with another video here. It's rating on the Rising Stars Showdown slate for Friday. A couple things before I get into the video. If you're new to the channel, my name's DK. I make daily videos talking about NBA, NFL, and XFL daily fantasy sports. If you guys are interested in my week 2 breakdown of XFL, I'm going to have that uploaded right after this, so be on the lookout for that video. Also have a podcast where I want more in-depth breakdown of each game. And then had my friend Wild Wilkes on there as well. He's more of the betting guy. He talked about the bets he liked. He was 3-1 last week. So if you guys are interested in that, that will also be in the description below. More of the full breakdown of the XFL Week 2 slate. Also, I'm running a weekly $20 PayPal giveaway on my channel. How it works: all you have to do is leave a like and a comment in the video. That's one entry in the giveaway. Max one comment per video. So it starts with my Monday NBA video that I uploaded at the beginning of the week. We'll go throughout the week, and since we don't have NBA game on Monday, the All-Star break, I think the next game is the next Thursday. So I'll announce the winner to the giveaway in that video on Thursday, I believe it is. Or Wednesday, Thursday, I don't know, I haven't looked at it. Whatever day the first slate is for NBA, that's where I'll announce the winner to the giveaway. So however many videos I've uploaded for the prolonged week, you can enter the giveaway that many times. If I have 10 videos uploaded for the week, you can enter the giveaway 10 times. And again, winner receives $20 PayPal for myself. With that out of the way, let's jump into the video. So, also, I guess before I get into the breakdown, I talk about resetting my bankroll a few times, right? I like doing it 3 or 4 times a year. Had that big win where I won like $1,400 profit about a week ago. So I decided to withdraw most of that, leave about $100 left in my account, and kind of go from there, reset it. A little All-Star break, so decided why not? We'll reset it for the first half of the NBA season and go from there. But yeah, let's jump into the breakdown. So Showdown slate, don't go super crazy on this one. There's a lot of variance, right? But it's always fun to talk about. So let's do it. World versus USA Showdown slate. First, before we talk about players and their prices, let's just take a look at last year's box score and kind of how teams went about it. So, the world had 10 players, the USA had 10 players. But if we just look at the minutes, the starters got more run for sure, but not like crazy amounts, right? Like Markin 22, Ayton 22, Ben Simmons 21, Bogdan 24, Luka 24. The bench, no one got more than 20 minutes. Starters for the USA. 22, only 15 for John Collins, 26 for Tatum, 23 for Fox, 26 for Mitchell, and then the bench, Trae Young did get 24, but everyone else got limited a bit. So I think it's definitely, we haven't got the starters yet, but whoever starts is probably, safer options for sure. But let's take a look. Actually, I'm wondering, actually didn't even see if there's a line out for this game. Doesn't look like it. So, all right, let's talk about players and their prices. We'll start with the world team. So what I like doing for these, showdown slates is looking at, how many guards do each team have and how many bigs do each team have, right? So if we just look at the world roster, they have a good amount of bigs, right? They have Rui Hachimura, Brandon Clark, Mo Wagner, Nicole Amelli. Could argue, I guess, Fee is a big. He's more of a wing. Josh Okogie, more of a wing. And then Luka can be used as a wing, right? So they don't have many true guards. Like SGA, Barrett, and NAW are the only really true guards. Again, if you consider Luka point guard, he's point guard, wing, whatever. But they're a little bit more thin for guards. They have a little bit more depth for big men. So I think I like the guards a little bit more on this world team. Now, obviously, Luka is going to be probably the top play, but for good reason. The USA team is more talented. So Luka Doncic, I think is going to eat up a lot of usage in this world team's offense. So I like him. He's probably my favorite spend up of the night. The only really concern is he just came back from injury. Played 31 minutes though in his first game back. There's a shot that could limit him. Hopefully we get some sort of clarity before the game starts. My best guess is no, right? And even if he big minutes in this game is like 25 minutes. So I don't think if I had to guess, I would say they don't limit him, but you never know. But right now, again, I think he is probably my favorite spot up just because the world team, not as talented as the U.S. team, in my opinion. The guards, like SGA, let's go to utility. So SGA is 8.4K. I like him a good amount. Again, they're a little bit more thin for guards, so I think he's a pretty solid play at that price. Don't think I'm going to get to R.J. Barrett just because he's also coming back from injury. I don't know. I think he will get decent run, but I would much prefer SGA for an extra $1,000 more. And then as far as value goes, NAW, I actually like him. I don't think he's going to start this game, but he is a guy that will probably get 15 or so minutes off the bench. At this price point, you can go more stars than scrubs. Right? You can get like Luka, Trae Young, Zion, and then kind of go with the cheaper guys. That's probably the way that I go. Start with those 3 expensive guys and then go from there. NAW is certainly a value play I'm looking at. As far as the wings, I don't know if I'm going to get to Svi or Josh Okogie. Just, not the best offensive players. Like Svi can get hot behind the 3-point line, but don't know if I'm going to do that. Don't think I'm going to go to Nicole Melli either. Like I would much prefer NAW. We've seen NAW take over games. He's a guy that is going to be aggressive. Probably my favorite big would be either Clark or Rui Hachimura. It depends on who starts, right? Again, the starters get more runs, so whoever probably picks up a start for the center for the world team, I'd probably have the most interest in. But yeah, right now again, Luka probably my favorite play of the day of the slate. At that price point, I just think he is going to dominate a lot of the usage. The world team again not as good as the U.S. team, so I really like Luka. I think I like SGA a good amount as well at that price, and then NAW. I like those 3 guards. As far as the bigs go, again, I think whoever starts, whether it be Rui or Clark or maybe Bo Wagner picks up the start. I don't have a whole lot of interest in Melli, Svi, Okogie, or R.J. Barrett. So I think that basically wraps up for the world team. Let's talk about the U.S. team. So this is definitely the more talented team in my opinion. Just looking at the roster, right? Trae Young, Zion, John Morant, Devontae Graham, Jaren Jackson Jr., Colin Sexton, Nunn, Bridges. Like they just have the much, much better team. If we look at their roster, though, they're a little bit more heavy on guards, right? Trae Young guard, John Morant guard, Devontae Graham guard, Colin Sexton guard, Kendrick Nunn guard. So they have 5 guards on their team, whereas the world team, you could argue, only has 3 or 4, right? So they're a little bit more thin for bigs, right? Like they have Triple J. They have, Zion can be used as a big, but he's not like a traditional center. Neither is P.J. Washington or Eric Pascal. So Triple J is really the only traditional big, even though he does play the 4, but he is probably the guy I have the most interest in as far as the bigs go. Well, I guess Zion, obviously, too, if you consider him a big. But, yeah. At the top here, again, we have Trae Young, 9.6K. I like him a good amount. I like Zion a good amount. I think both those guys are going to demand a lot of usage in this offense. So the way I'm probably going to go about it is start my lineup like this. I love Luka. Again, they're the worst team, so I think he's going to demand a lot of that usage in the offense. I think I go Luka in the captain spot, and then I think I throw Trae Young and Zion in there to start. That's probably how I'm going to start my lineup for this slate. Love the upside in those 3 guys, and you have 5.5K remaining. You can kind of get value from there. But okay, let's continue to talk about the U.S. team, I should say. John Morant, Devontae Graham are definitely viable. They definitely have upside, but I think I like the upside a little bit more at Trae Young at a similar price. Now, Trae Young, in my opinion, is in demand or is going to eat up a lot more ownership. So I'm perfectly fine pivoting off Trae Young for either Morant or Devontae Graham if you want to. Again, I just like the upside a little bit more with Trae. And Jaren Jackson Jr., I do like a good amount just because U.S. A little bit more thin for the bigs, and he is a guy that does have a lot of upside. We don't really have to worry about foul trouble in this game, which is his main downfall, really. Sexton and Nunn, I don't think I'd get to them at their prices. I'd assume they come off the bench. Again, we got to wait for the starting lineup, too. Like, whoever does start is the safer options, right, guys? So if you guys don't follow me on Twitter, it is important. That will be in the description below. I will kind of give my thoughts as we get this starting lineup. I assume we get it, an hour before game time. So definitely important to follow me on Twitter. And then other options here, like Bridges at 6.2 is okay. P.J. Washington, also just okay. Pascal is a value play, fine, but not super, super excited about, right? The world guys are a lot cheaper for value. You have guys like NAW is 2.8. Melli's 3K. Svi's 3.6. Mo Wagner's 4K. So on the world team, you have a lot more value, in my opinion. So, yeah, I think that basically wraps up for this Showdown Rising Stars slate challenge. Again, don't go crazy on the slate, guys. There's a lot of variance. But just have fun with it, right? So that's probably the way that I'm going to start my lineup is Luka, the captain, Trae Young, and Zion in there, and kind of go value from there. So yeah, I think that's going to do it for today's video, guys. If you have been enjoying the content, would really appreciate if you'd like this video and subscribe again. If it takes 2 seconds out of your day to hit that like button, really does help me out to put out all this free content for you. I'm not going to be live streaming for this one, but again, follow me on Twitter. I will try to keep you guys updated as we get the starting lineup news. If we get any guys that are be limited, I'll try to keep you guys updated. So important to follow me on Twitter. But yeah, thanks again for everyone coming and check the video. And I will see you guys all. I will have a breakdown for the All-Star game, probably up Sunday morning would be my best guess. So yeah, I will see you guys all then.